Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Central Empire Wrestling presents Bridge City Slam 7, Saturday, September 6th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa, Iowa. The Legends Fan Fest starts at 4 p.m. and the wrestling show at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $20 and you can get them at bridgeviewcenter.com. See such former WWE stars like The Godfather, Christy Hemme, Jacqueline Moore, and the Vaudevillains, plus current TNA stars Frankie Kazarian and Masha Slamovich, and many, many more. It's Bridge City Slam 7, Saturday, September 6th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa, Iowa. Steve Shuttler Media once again proudly presents Pekin High School football live video streams each Friday night this fall, with home and away games and the playoffs. Tune in Friday nights for Pekin High School football right here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Skunk River Radio, country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen at skunkriverradio.com, download the app, listen on Alexa by saying, "Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn." You can listen to me, Steve Shuttler, each weekday morning from 6 a.m. to noon, and listen to The Haze from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, online radio for country music from 1990 to 2010.
Hey, this is Fred Ottman, Tugboat Typhoon, the Shockmaster, the B-A-double-D, Big Steel Man. And the card is subject to change. Watch it.
Welcome back to the show!
Welcome back to the show!
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions of the World, the Wizard CZ, and Never Wrong, Nick Gold.
Well, bonjour and welcome to everyone to another exciting episode of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the podcast by the fan for the fan. Of course, I am your host, Jean-Maitort Nick Bull, or Jean-M'appelle Jean-Maitort Nick Bull. So glad to see you and happy you have found us here in our little corner of the universe. I'd be remiss if I did not mention our sponsors. We are powered by Low Pies Pizza, built by Durham Remodeling, and colored by Ryan Allison Tattoo. A very happy Labor Day weekend to one and all as we record here live on an afternoon of Labor Day. We work so you guys can enjoy. No, this is purely joy for us, and we're glad you're here. I'm going to bring in my tag team partner here. We are the For Frequency's Sake Tag Team Champions. It's a mouthful, but we're an eyeful. So I'd be remiss if I did not mention to you the Shuafala of the CS of the FFS, CSTC's very own, the one, the only, the Wizard CZ. Wiz, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, my friend. I'm doing pretty good. For those who didn't see our flagship show for Fantasy's Sake, I have stolen DJ's shoes. I don't have them on me right now, but I am now the official tribal thief to his tribal chief here on the For Frequency's Sake podcast network.
It's your new profile pic, I think, on what would you say your social media platforms. So
on Facebook and Instagram.
Check it out. Pic taken by yours truly. You know, I get a text or maybe a text or a call. I can't remember if it was from CZ yesterday. Hey, that's a really good pic. I'm like, yeah, I took it. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, but I digress. We took that pic yesterday out at the Milan Fall Festival is going on during Labor Day and out at Camden. I don't know what the name of the show was. It was put on by Atomic Sports. It was like a fall
card show
for all hobbies. They had a ton of Pokemon there yesterday, a little bit of wrestling. I saw all sorts of cards yesterday. of course, the flagship show of the network for Fantasy Stake, kicked off their season yesterday with the NFL kicking off next week. So they were live there yesterday. CZ and I stopped out there not only to support them, but to also look at the cards.
Yes.
So that's where we were. That's where that pick came from. The whole Shula Fala thing came from yesterday. So, dude, I feel like I'm a wrestler at an outdoor day show right now. I got both doors open here and the wind's blowing through. So, like, I know what it feels like now to perform on this stage in an audience. With when the lights are on. So yeah, I got that outdoor wrestling vibe today.
It's a good day to have it. It's gorgeous out. I see. I'm looking out the window. I like if we're recording during the day and it's sunny out. I'd rather have the natural light coming in, shining on me than the overhead, and that's what we're doing right now. I've got beautiful blue sky, a few clouds there, and it's been a beautiful weekend. Busy weekend. I was in Waterloo on Saturday for Absolute Pro Wrestling's show. Want to thank Jason Prentice for having me out there and being my co-host on another pre-show podcast party, number 6. We're in talks for doing a number 7, possibly in November, but more on that later. And then yesterday was a big day in the world of wrestling with another overseas show for the WWE. Those are always a lot of fun.
They are. I know a lot of people, stateside really complained when these shows went, these monthly PLEs, which was, of course, this PLE was the last WWE PLE on Peacock, but the NXT shows will still continue. The NXT PLEs will still be available on Peacock. That's where they will stream. But
right.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind these overseas shows. I'm not going to go to one of these monthly pay-per-views unless the price is right and it's within a 3-hour radius, 4-hour radius, we'll say.
Right.
Okay. Number 2, I like the afternoon start time. Now, I don't know if I like these daytime pay-per-views during football season. I don't think WWE cares or takes that into account. In fact, most of their programming is counter-programming.
DB, thank you for...
Oh, DB! DB, man. Hey, we're going to see DB. Let's see. We're going to see DB in little over a month, aren't we?
Yeah, October for Dreamwave.
Cannot wait. Hey, have you ever seen a Buried Alive match at a show?
I have not.
Me neither, dude. That's what's got me there. It's a very good card, but for every card, you attach yourself to one match that got you there, and that's the match that's getting me there. So, and Dijak and Hartenbauer are gonna tear the house down. But
yes,
I digress. I wish they would not do the daytime pay-per-views during football season, but whatever. Still fun. I guess I'd rather watch a daytime pay-per-view than a Sunday night 5-hour fest, 4-hour fest. And this show went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to for a 6-match card, 1 o'clock start time for us here locally in the Central Time Zone here in Middle America. I thought by 4:15 they'd be off the air at the most with what they've been doing, but it's an overseas show. They're going to give the crowd a little bit more, and the crowds at the overseas shows are amazing. It is like an event. It is like they call it football over there. It's soccer to me. It's like a soccer match with both sides. Everybody chanting together. I don't know all the chants that they were saying yesterday, but I know the crowd was spirited, and it helps make a show maybe better than what it should be.
And they were hot throughout the whole thing. There was not a dull moment for that crowd. They were just on fire. And that's one of the things I love about those overseas, or not even just overseas. Look at Puerto Rico. The out-of-country shows just are on fire with their crowds, where we have, we're so ingrained with this in our culture, and we get to see shows like these more often than the overseas fans, these bigger shows, the crowds here in America aren't always as hot. And that's not a diss. That's not a diss.
Because, we get it all the time. This audience gets that experience as much as they really want to. Overseas, not as much. So it is kind of, they're getting less of it, so they're going to go all out for it, is what it is. So, but no, it's not a knock. They do a great job. In fact, when I know it's an overseas show, I'm excited because I know the crowd is not going to be a letdown like it is, a lot of other times,
right,
with its side of things, with its participation. So, yeah.
The only thing missing, which I'm sure we are getting on Raw at some point. I haven't turned on Raw. I know it's on as we're live right now since they are still overseas, but Nick's favorite chant for AJ Styles, Phenomena.
Yes.
Phenomena.
How could they not put AJ and Dom on this pay-per-view? Maybe because they wanted something big for the Raw the day after. I hope. Like, I've avoided all social media because I'm watching Raw like after we possibly go off the air. Got some other homework to do for another show, but we'll talk about that later. But
yeah,
I'm gonna watch it later because I just had other stuff going on, like this show.
I'm the same.
I don't want to know anything that happens, so like I'm avoiding social media, I guess, the rest of the day. Truly am taking a day off here, but no, the show 1 o'clock start time here local. I'm fine with that. I loved it. I just figured it'd be over sooner. So it went a little bit longer than I thought it would. So I think some stuff definitely could have got trimmed down.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, not covering for them and not making up for WWE here, they knew they had plenty of time. They didn't have to rush anything.
Absolutely. And I said that this was kind of a bunch of A players and B matches going into the show off air. I'll divulge that. I don't care. Hey, send your hate tweets to the Wizard CZ. I don't care. But as I sit here, I feel like it over delivered in my opinion. Yeah, maybe there were some matches that went a little longer. It could have gone a little shorter, but looking at a show where you've got Roman Reigns, John Cena, all this immense talent in matches that maybe aren't like the top of the WrestleMania card matches, you got to think like Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed is not something you would think would be on a pay-per-view, but it is, and the story behind it is great.
Right, it makes sense for those two.
Yeah,
to go at it. So we kind of got. I was excited for that match. Actually, I know a lot of people probably like, but I mean, for it to start the show, I thought it was the right match to start. You want to give that entrance, that experience of Roman coming out to the crowd, and I loved it. It kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. With Roman was going to win, and if he lost, it was going to be cheap. But he won. But he didn't walk out of there. Bronson, everybody's going to remember Bronson Reed for giving him, I don't know how many tsunamis he gave him. And then, Roman Reigns, getting stretchered out, then walking out, stretchered out, going to the hospital. All that happening was such a big thing to do first, and it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
When you look at how the show ended and you see and know that, okay, well, Paul Heyman's in the hospital for what happened the week before. He's not there. Seth Rollins is in the main event. And
Paul was in the hospital for what happened there.
That's right. What happened there? That's right. You're right. He was there. That's right. He's on his way to the hospital.
Yes.
He's on his way to the hospital. Braun and Bronson both get suspended. The next match is Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, right? That's going to be the next topic here. But they get thrown out of the ring or out of the building by Adam Pearce. So who's going to be left to aid Rollins? Because Rollins is in a four-way. You got to think, they're going to add new member. They're going to add new member. They're going to add new member. And the answer was there the whole time. But I'm not going to say, I should have known that. I had no idea it was going to be, Becky Lynch coming to the rescue. when Seth needed it.
I wasn't expecting it to be Becky. I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anyone in particular, but I definitely was not expecting Becky.
And definitely, that was a surprise. That was a good way to end the show. We'll talk about that main event here in a little bit. But I had no problems with the opener. I really liked the opener and the aftermath after. I think we could have trimmed 10 to 15 minutes of the stuff off after. We could have got everything in and trimmed off 15 minutes.